Hey guys, what's up? MadSeason here, back with another episode in my Easter egg series for World of Warcraft. Some of you enjoyed part 1, so here's another set of 15. The first one on our list is located in the Burning Crusade expansion, right here in the Netherstorm zone. Located on a floating rock, you'll notice a little blue structure, and if you pay close attention, you'll see flashing letters that spell out Nova. This is a reference to Blizzard's other franchise, StarCraft, more specifically, StarCraft Ghost. This was a highly anticipated stealth action game in development by Blizzard, announced in 2002, but after many delays, the project was cancelled altogether. This structure is known as the Nova Shrine, and if you turn your music on, you'll even hear StarCraft 1's theme being played when you're near it. Also, a stealth NPC named Nova Terra will very rarely spawn there. I couldn't find her myself, but here's a screenshot. Next we have one more on the silly side of things. In the Druid class order hall, you can buy something called the Tome of the Wilds, which allows you to transform into a tree ant. If you have cooking trained, you can place down a small campfire, and if you stand next to it, you get the cozy buff that increases your spirit. But if you're in tree ant form and if you run over it, you'll actually catch fire. Not so cozy anymore. And while we're talking about the campfire, I got one more for you. From the Thanksgiving event every November, you can get a battle pet called a plump turkey, and if you bring it near a campfire, it'll do a special emote saying it senses its destiny and it'll jump to its death into the fire. Dang, it must have been in a foul mood. Number 4 on our list is a classic, and that's the Children of Goldshire. Every night at 7 a.m. PDT, a group of children will spawn at this house at coordinates 4762 in the Elwyn Forest and patrol around the area. They'll go to the Valley of Heroes in Stormwind, Goldshire, etc. But here's where it gets creepy. No, it's not the fact that an adult male night elf is following children around. If you look closely, they always maintain this pentagram shape, and if you wait until 7:40 a.m. PDT, they'll return to their house and just stare at each other. Weird sounds will play, such as banshee screams, ghoul noises, and even the Cthulhu whispers.
You will die.
Aside from just being really creepy, this is believed to be a reference to the 1984 horror movie, The Children of the Corn. They used to have the staring contest inside the house upstairs, but I guess it was changed at some point for some reason. The old spot was a more fitting place because it also plays that creepy tomb music. In the Badlands zone, located near the Dustwind Dig, there's an unmarked path that's seemingly unscalable. If you follow it up, however, you'll see that it leads to a crypt of some sort. Going inside, you'll see several skeletons strewn about in what looks like an aftermath of a battle. And at the end of the crypt is a skeleton sitting on a throne with a sword to his side. This is a reference to the 1982 movie, Conan the Barbarian, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, where he finds the Atlantean sword in the crypt. Next, we have something right under my nose that I missed in the last video. In the previous episode, I mentioned the Ghostbuster reference near Bradensbrook in Val'sharah. Well, just a short distance up the hill will be an ominous black goat named Black Phillip. This is from the 2015 movie The Witch, where the satanic goat, Black Phillip, kills and subjugates the Puritan family who are exiled from their plantation. If you're a warlock, you can enslave it, but it doesn't have any special abilities really. Right next to Black Phillip, you can find a skull pinned to a tree stump with an apple core balanced upon it. At the base remains the rest of the skeleton with a note that reads, "Don't give up, skeleton." This refers to the popular Dark Souls franchise, where this message is always present before skeleton corpses. Next, we have another classic back in the Burning Crusade, and that's the Jar of Ashes. You can find this super hidden away under some rocks at the edge of a cliff at coordinates 4587 in the Hellfire Peninsula. A skeleton stands watch over the jar, and clicking on it reveals the following text. "Here is a jar of ashes. These are the ashes of my sanity, my passion, and my drive, all utterly destroyed by themselves. May all those who look upon these desolated lands of hellfire remember this fallen peon. He shed blood for the Alliance and sacrificed for the Horde, only to be driven utterly mad by the wicked and soulless ones who devoured what he held most dear. As they feast from his toils, may they suffer his wrath. Maybe not in this world, but in every world hereafter. It is my declaration, my solemn oath, and my everlasting promise, I will avenge my suffering. People have speculated for years as to what this is referring to, if anything, and it's believed to be the last hurrah for a disgruntled Blizzard employee. Later on in Legion, there was another jar of ashes that you got from archaeology. When you used this, you broke it, granting you artifact power or summoning an angry torrent spirit. Could this be related to the Burning Crusade jar? Anyways, moving on to the next expansion, Wrath, we'll find one in the Dalaran sewers. Located in the big room in the middle next to a pile of rubbish, you can find a Dalaran sewer rat and 4 nearby turtles. This is of course an Easter egg in reference to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon with the rat Splinter and his 4 students, Leonardo, Michelangelo, Raphael, and Donatello, who turned into mutants upon touching that green ooze. By the way, what drugs were they on when they came up with that series? Put me in a think tank for 10 years and I couldn't come up with something half as random as that. The middle-aged mutant platypus Vikings with laser eyes. Next, we have a pretty minor one, but it's still pretty neat. For all of you Death Knights out there, if you do the /glare command on your pet, it'll cower in fear before you, and to turn the tables, if you yourself do /cower, it'll roar at you. Like I said, kind of minor, but still kind of neat. Maybe handy for any role players out there. Jelinek Sharpshear is the barber of Stormwind City. On the outside, he lived an honest life, giving haircuts and performing some minor plastic surgery on his patrons. But what they don't know about are the skeletons in his closet, or rather, his floorboards. If you enter his upstairs bedroom, to the right where he sleeps every night is an open floorboard with skeletons inside. And an ominous straight razor lying on the desk nearby. Sharpshear indeed. Actually, his name was changed to this from Sween Ni Todd in reference to the 2007 movie where a barber named Sweeney Todd murdered his patrons with a straight razor and cooked them into meat pies. I guess it was a little too hardcore of a reference, maybe copyright, I don't know. The next Easter egg is actually an in-game tribute. At coordinates 7596 in the Draenor Nagrand, you can find a small island. Here you can find a cracked open egg with a lawn chair and a control panel inside, a bunch of toys scattered about the area, and a usable object called the ever-burning lamp. When you click it, a genie named Robin will appear and shout phenomenal cosmic powers, and then itty-bitty living space. This is a memorial for the actor Robin Williams, who tragically passed away in 2014. He was also an avid gamer and rumored to have played World of Warcraft quite often. The egg is in reference to the sitcom Mork and Mindy, which he starred in. The toys are in reference to the comedy movie Toys, and the genie is of course in reference to his role as the genie in Aladdin. A great tribute for a great man. Next up, we have the Frog Island. At coordinates 1870 in the Crashering Wilds in Pandaria, you'll find a peculiar island filled with an army of frogs, with signs on the outskirts warning of some sort of danger. This is a popular spot for those critter killing achievements, but it comes at a cost. If you go on your frog genocide for too long, a giant elite named Kroken will spawn and cast Frog Justice. Now that doesn't sound too good. I wonder what it... Oh. Well, now you know. It's kind of neat. It reminds me of the Zelda games where if you pick on the cuckoos too much, they swarm you. Next on our list is another oldie, but a goodie. From Nomuragon, you can loot something called a White Punch card, which upon use gives you a bunch of strings of binary numbers. You can upgrade these cards in the punchograph machines found throughout the dungeon, and each one has different numbers. If you translate these binary numbers into letters in the alphabet, you get some pretty interesting messages. The white card reads, Thrall and Jaina sitting in a tree, Kissing. You upgrade this to the yellow, which reads, if you can read this, you're standing too close. The next one, blue, says that the Gnome King wears night elf underwear. This upgrades to red, which was, help, I'm trapped in a binary punch factory. And lastly, you can get the prismatic card, which says, message to cast pipe, your laundry's ready for pickup. Unfortunately, with Cataclysm, the mobs that dropped the white one were removed, but you can still get the yellow one from the grime-encrusted objects that you put in those cleaning machines. Although it's a really low drop rate, and I didn't get it out of 50 plus boxes. And the last Easter egg for this episode is the Mulgore Critter War. In northwestern Mulgore at the Stone Talent Pass, you'll come across an interesting scene. On this little plateau is a never-ending war between a bunch of critters. You have giant rabbits and armored, knife-wielding prairie dogs chasing down mice. How could they kill mice? Easy, you don't lead them so much. Nearby, you also have critter hieroglyphics of taurens, horses, and little paw prints. Maybe there's more to these critters than meets the eye. So, there's 15 more Easter eggs for you. Some old, some new, hopefully new to most of you out there. If you have any you'd like to suggest, go ahead and let me know since I do write them down. I hope you found the video interesting or entertaining. Like it if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Farewell for now, mortals. We hope you enjoyed today's video. See you again soon.